Dominique. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good as well. Super excited to be talking to you today, real life hero. So, I heard you were just coming back from the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Could you talk to us a little bit about what you were doing there?
Yes. So Puffs had reached out in lieu of their Power Pals program to go to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and really take the time to honor, celebrate, give some joy to those real life superheroes who are battling very real things currently, presently, who also happen to be very young. These are kids putting on very brave faces every day to go into treatment. And despite all the things that their bodies may be going through physically, this was a great opportunity to give them a little bit of mental, emotional encouragement and joy. So earlier today at the hospital, we got to meet with a bunch of different kids ranging from 5 to 13 and talk about their favorite superhero, maybe even see them hit their favorite superhero pose. I was taught a few poses myself, got into a very serious tickle war. It was chilling. There were also these really cool like comic book character versions of the children that we got to write on and sign and ultimately just give them some love in whatever form they were up for today. So yeah, it was a good time.
That is so amazing and inspiring. So, what exactly is the Power Pals troop and how can I become a member?
Well, today there were, I believe, 10 Power Pals that were chosen from the kids there, and each of them had their own poster with their faces on them. I'm pretty sure that you can probably give a better indication of like how they're chosen and what that process is. But ultimately, these Power Pals are kids who are battling very serious things, very real things. But yeah, the kids that we had today, all of them were chosen from a group of kids ultimately. And I don't think that there is a I don't think there was a better way to describe the one thing that they all sort of presented other than the fact that they were tough as hell, brave as hell. There were some kids who, when speaking about what their situation is, or when their parents are talking about what their situation is, they're using words to describe what they're dealing with as their power, that they're strong, that they're special, that they fight. That they're a warrior. And so, for these kids in particular to get to see themselves iconized in this comic book fashion with the mask and the cape and being super strong, holding heavy weights, I think was a wonderful sort of visual, childlike representation of the strength that they genuinely do present. And obviously, we know Puffs to be a brand that represents taking care of and soothing and providing comfort, especially to children, especially during cold and flu season. So with the Power Pals, it's taking it a little bit of a step further and saying, yes, we know these are some very real, definitely more serious forms of illnesses that these children are facing every day. And this is a way with us who you know that you can trust to again provide some additional comfort, to again provide some care in the midst of their treatment, in the midst of their day. So I definitely hope that we can get like the info on how the kids are selected. But in terms of what those Power Pals are, that's my word on it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, why was it so important for you to be a part of this campaign and to team up with Puffs?
For me, I think we were actually talking a little bit earlier about just this openness or like having a little bit of an ear to the ground within my own team about for moments, opportunities for genuine collaboration, ways to step outside of the purely entertainment side of my job and see what initiatives make the most sense. And my mother was a babysitter for the first 15 years of my life. And so I spent a lot of time around babies. She only took care of twins, so spent lots and lots and lots of time around babies. In addition to being the eldest of three, I have a younger brother who's 7 and another who's 15. And I think the one thing that I've seen most consistently is this like an honesty and a joy and an excitement and joy might be the best word, but a joy within children that I think is probably most deserving of protection. Despite all the craziness of life, I think that if you're able to sort of maintain that as a child grows older, then maybe, just maybe, you might be able to send off a positive, healthy, considerate, compassionate adults into the world. And so to think then that there are parents who are attempting to do that, trying to find their own way to do that in a way that aligns with the life that they lead, but have the obstacle of an illness in a kid who probably is not yet old enough to conceptualize what is even going on. And if they are, probably doesn't have the tools or the means to express themselves outside of or beyond of that illness. And so then you think that, or you see that Puffs, a brand who, again, like we've said, has proven to be consistent in the quality of the care that they provide with the product that they produce. They come in and say, this seems like a way, like an opportunity, like a lane that can be used to give some joy back to those children, to solidify and also kind of reflect the power that they are already themselves showcasing without us stepping in. And if I can in any way be a conduit for that to happen, or for them to feel that or to see that, sign me up. And so it definitely, it felt and seemed like a clear yes to this collaboration.
Yeah, of course. And I'm having the best time speaking to you, but I only have time for one more question. So we all loved Wakanda Forever, and today Angela was actually nominated for an Academy Award. So what did you
Yes.
learn like working with the Queen?
Oh man, to be present. I think that is number one. That's why I sort of committed to being an actor, was because of how much I appreciated the things that I learned, not only about myself, but about, it's gonna sound so major, but about life. The first time that I was asked to like stop, be still, be present, look this person in the eyes and read these lines, do this scene. I remember how transformative that was for me as a high school student to learn some of the more formal skills that go along with scene study or whatever. But in the midst of Marvel and all that the MCU is, being swept up in all of the joy that comes from participating in something that I'm also a fan of, feeling encouraged by making something that's been a dream of mine for so long my reality, all of these incredible, amazing, beautiful things going on around me. The moment that I stepped on to set for day one was with the Queen. And from the time action was said, it was looking at this woman and hearing her begin to speak was an instant reminder to, or really like a, almost like a transportation back to those high school days in acting class, feeling again for the first time the reason why I wanted to do this, which was so that here with this other person, I can take a moment and maybe together in the stillness, we can find some truth together. And as we continue to do that, as 2 hours, 3 hours have passed, we've told a whole story that's impacted so many people for so many different reasons in all these beautiful and incredibly valid ways. So I think presence, again, was the reminder and the gifts that I got from the Oscar nominee, Miss Angela Bassett.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to see how that plays out with Ironheart. Like,
Amen.
I know fans are super excited. I'm sure you're super excited. Like,
Yeah.
you're officially in MCU. Like, that's so exciting.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I know you're still pretty early on in your career, so I can't wait to see all of the work that you're going to be doing and how you're going to change the MCU universe and continue to inspire everyone. So thank you so much for speaking with us today. Was there anything else you wanted to add before this interview ended?
I think just the fact that I myself am excited to see what Puffs continues to do beyond this. I mean, this day alone has been so useful and so powerful for, like, in a real life way, for the effect that it was able to have on these kids. And obviously we know that beyond the Power Pals program, Puffs is a large company with very large goals, and so I am also eagerly awaiting the next steps of them and what they decide to do, and I think we all should be paying attention.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for speaking with us today. You were an absolute pleasure to speak with.
Likewise, thank you.
Yeah.